Show you a very nice and healthy recipe. It's a twist on a classic dish. So today we're going to make palak tofu or spinach with tofu. Generally this dish is made with paneer, but today I'm going to replace it with tofu because tofu has less fat, and that makes it healthier. So in here I fried my tofu a little bit, but in goes my mix of onions, ginger and garlic. So in here I just took one onion, about 3 cloves of garlic and an inch of ginger piece. Just mix it with water and grind it up, and that just makes everything easy. So in here we're just going to saute this thing till it turns golden brown. So in the meantime I have about like a packet of spinach in here. So this was like, a full bowl, and I have cooked it down in the microwave just so that it's soft, and then I'm going to put it in here and grind it up as well to make a nice paste. I also have some tomato puree in here, and then in here is the star ingredient, which is your fried or sauteed tofu. You can also roast this, you can fry it, or you can just keep it like that, just steamed. Either works. And then, like I said, this is cooking in here. I also have some whole garam masala that I'm going to put it in here as well, and those are going to cook. You can always fish them out later, so no worries about that. And then I do have my spice mix, so we're going to use a few different spices in here. So now that the onions have cooked up, let me add some tomato puree in there. So about 3/4 of a cup of puree, or you can put 2 to 3 tomatoes and just grind them up or puree them in your blender. So let the tomato paste cook up a little bit, and then we're going to add our spices. Okay, so now that the tomatoes are cooked up, I'm going to add in some red chili. So about half a teaspoon, or like, yeah, a half a teaspoon should do it. 1/3 of a teaspoon of turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon of coriander powder, and another half a teaspoon of garam masala. So again, some of the spices, so like the garam masala or the red chili powder, you can adjust according to your taste, depending on if you want it spicy or not. So let's mix that up. Now, if you have seen my paneer butter masala recipe, this is slightly similar to that, but instead of just having cream in there, we're gonna add the spinach. That will add a nice, like, lots of green veggies, will make it healthier, and then obviously we are substituting the paneer for tofu. So in there I added about 2 tablespoons of dried fenugreek leaves. They really give a nice aroma to the dish. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And then add that to taste. Mix it up. If you feel like your gravy is drying up, you can always add a little bit of water. And then in here I'm going to add my tofu. Mix that up. Now, to add a little bit of creaminess, I'm going to add some whole milk in here. So maybe about 1/4 of a cup or less, in fact, maybe 1/8 of a cup. So I'm going to eyeball that. And then I'll also add a little bit of water, again about 1/4 of a cup. I'm actually not going to add the spinach. I'm going to grind up the spinach separately and add it at the end of the dish. But I do this because, one, I'm going to multitask, so I'm going to do a pot and pot. So I don't want the spinach to turn like this pale green color, because if you leave it closed too long after it cooks, it doesn't retain the bright green. So let me show you what I do next. So as you can see, the colors changed a little bit because I added just a splash of whole milk in there, not too much. I added about 1/4 to 1/2 a cup of water. Again, adjust that based on your gravy. And do remember, we are going to put pureed spinach in there. So you see my trivet in there. I'm going to put in some rice so it cooks at the same time. The The saute mode is off and in went my rice. So again, you see like, hey, that doesn't look like rice. That's because I mixed up quinoa and rice. So in here is about 3/4 of a cup of rice and about 1/3 of that. So 1/3 of a 3/4 cup of quinoa. And I say that because this measure is actually a 3/4 cup and I just use 1/3 of that. So I mix that up just to again amp up the health factor on the rice so that there's a little bit more protein and not just starch that you're eating. So this goes on rice mode. It's that simple. We're going to turn it off. Once it turns off, I'm going to try and do a quick release. But again, because I haven't put in spinach at this time, I'm not worried too much about the quick release, but I still might go ahead and do it. So let's see what happens after 12-15 minutes. I'm back. So after it started the countdown, 10 minutes after that, I did a quick release. And so as you can see, here is the tofu. I'm going to add the spinach to it. So I got my spinach in here, as you can see. And it's all nicely pureed up. So let me go ahead and add that. So this looks really nice. So if you don't have spinach, you can actually eat this just like this. You can call it tofu butter masala, right? So you can still do that. And again, you might be thinking she never added butter, and that's because I was making a healthier version. But you're free to add butter if you like. Don't I show you ways on how you can do something, but there's so many variations based on how you like your food. So feel free to add butter if you need to. Adjust the amount of oil, adjust the amount of spice, whatever it might be. So let me go ahead and mix this up nicely. I want it to be nicely kind of incorporated everywhere. I'm going to fish out that bay leaf most likely, and this can be enjoyed with rice or naan. And there you have it, your wonderful palak tofu. Enjoy this, and I hope you really like it. Please let me know if you tried it out below in the comments, and if you want to see any other twists, healthy twists on classic Indian dishes or any other dish, and I'll give it a try. See you again next time. Bye.